What's up, Jazz? Christy, thank you, beloved. Becky's in the building. What's up, Becky? So good to see you. Prince, what's going on, Prince? What's going on? What's the latest and the greatest? Run the play. What's the latest and the greatest? Tierra, what's up, beloved? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good morning to you all. Happy Friday to you all. Lamika, what's up, beloved? I got a message to get back to you too as well. I know you reached out to me, Lamika, so I got you, beloved. I have not forgotten about you. I have not forgotten about you. Got Matara in the building. Let's go, beloved. Let's go. It's time for us to show up and show out. Welcome to TED Talk on TikTok. Got my Lynetta in the building. Let's get it. I got you. I got you, Tara. Let's go. Let's go. I got you. Nephew's in the building. Let's go. Rich is in the building. Let's get it. Mindset Masters family is deep in this bad boy. What's up, Ro? Come on, nephew. Run the play. Run the play. Run the play. I want a divorce. Run the play. I'm going to have to let you go from the job. Run the play. I don't want to be with you anymore, man. Run the play. Run the play. That's got to be your mindset, man. Run the play. T-Beds, you got to get this shirt, man. Just send me a picture, T-Beds. We just created this one right here, T-Beds. Man, you got to get your shirt, T-Beds. And send me the picture. I get the picture so I can post. Man, run the play. I don't want to be your friend. Man, run the play. I want out of this relationship. Run the play. What you talking about? You ain't telling me nothing. Nephew, you got to get it. Send me a picture. Send me a picture. I'm posting it. So as you send me a picture, I'm posting it. I'm telling you now, I'm posting it. That people, all the people that judge you and criticize you, man, run the play. I tell my ego all the time, man, run the play. Go on and give me that little opposing thought that you're going to come up with that's going to tell me I can't do something. Man, run the play. I'm going this way, though. I'll give a damn about what you throw up. I'm moving this way. Run the play. Noez, what's up, beloved? Ella, I see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Rocco's in the building. What's up, Rocco? Patrick's in the building. Let's get it. AD, I see you. I see you. Man, life is about run the play. Period. That's the mindset. Run the play. I don't give a damn what your current circumstances are. Run the play. I don't give a damn who walks out of your life. Run the play. I don't care who stops believing in you. Run the play. Run the play means I'm never going to give up on me. That's what run the play. I'm never going to give up on me. So whether you want to be here or not, I'm not giving up on me. You want to let me go from the job. I'm not giving up on me. You don't want me in your community anymore. I'm not giving up on me. I'm not giving up on me. All that's over with. All that giving up on myself. And the moment that somebody, stops believing in you, you stop believing in you. They stop loving you. You stop loving you. They stop showing up for you. You stop showing up for you. All that shit over with, man. Run the play. Got time for all that weak energy? Run the play. That part right there, Iris, I was now we didn't all done it before. We all guilty of it. So, we've done it before, but them days is over with. Yeah, and if I'm telling you, when you rocking this shirt, the shirt come with a mindset. I'm telling you, when you get the shirt got a new mindset in it. Like, you're gonna have to take the mindset out the plastic now. The new mindset is going to be in the plastic. So when you buy the shirt, there's a mindset. Look deep inside the packaging. Look deep inside the packaging. It's going to be a new mindset in it. Just insert that new mindset. Watch your attitude shift. I'm telling you, man, run the play. I'm telling you, run the play. Eviction notice on the door, run the play. You late on your car payment, run the play, man. Whatever y'all going to do, you're going to do it anyway. This is why I tell you guys, stop trying to change the way people see you, because you're never going to be able to do that. They're going to, however a person wants to see you, they're going to see you anyway. Stop explaining yourself to people. Man, run the play. Whatever you think about me, let that belief be so powerful that it keeps you out of my life. How about we do that right there? How about we start that new mindset? Whatever it is you think about me, see, stop explaining yourself to people. Stop explaining yourself to people, because let me tell you, that person, the person that's talking to you already has their mind made up about who they think you are. So all that time you wasting trying to tell your side of the story what your role was and what your part was. Man, why are you explaining to this person as though they somebody special? They already believe what they believe anyway. I don't give a damn how well and how eloquently you explain what it is you're saying. The person already has their mind made up. Their mind is already made up. Now they're going to listen to you. They're going to say, yeah, I hear you. And yeah, I feel you. And then as soon as you are no longer in their presence, they're going to get right on the phone and call that person that they really believe and make you look like a fool. Don't explain yourself to people. This is what I tell people. When a person comes to me and they like, oh, coach, I heard this and I heard that. You know what I tell them? Believe it. Whatever it is you heard, believe it. And hopefully that belief is so powerful that it keeps you away from me. I need you to believe it because I ain't finna explain nothing to you. So whatever you think you know, whatever you think you heard, I need you to double down on the belief and put a double 10 on top of whatever it is you believe. And hopefully that belief is so powerful that it keeps you the hell out of my life. Because I don't need people walking around making assumptions about me. I don't need people walking around thinking you know who I am. If you don't have the courage to come and have a face-to-face conversation with me, I don't need you in my life anyway. So the moment you start coming with all that I heard and they said, why were they comfortable telling you? Why was that person so comfortable telling you my business? What role did you have when the person was talking to you about me? What was you saying? Why weren't you defending me? See, that's what I want to know. Don't tell me about what they said. Tell me about what you were saying when they said what they said. What were you doing that whole time? You were just sitting there listening? All the stuff I done been for you, all the things I done been for you, you just were sitting there taking notes? And now you just the messenger, so you can keep some mess going. Get all the people like that out your life. You got people in your life that just keep mess going. No, I need fighters in my life. I need people that's gonna come tell me about the outcome. Coach, I heard somebody saying something and I went in on them. You might lose a student. I'm just gonna tell you that now, Coach. I went in so hard on that woman, you might lose a student. I'm just gonna tell you because I went in on defense mode. Because you represent too much to me. I need people like that around me. I don't need messengers around me. I don't need people to come and tell me what other people were saying because they were comfortable telling you. See, that's the problem. You got to get rid of the people that person was comfortable telling them. There's a reason for that. There's always a reason why that person was comfortable telling you. I'm telling you right now. And there's some things that person said that you don't know anything about. See, they're not going to tell you what they said. They just gonna tell you what the other person said. Do me a favor real quick, you guys. Red, what's up, beloved? Good morning to you. Turn the heads, let's get it. Tracy, I'm telling you, the scariest person in the world is the messenger. Because there's something about that messenger that made the other person feel comfortable telling them. Bashan, what's up, beloved? Lynn, I see you. What's up, beloved? Yeah, we're going to break these phones early. I'm telling y'all now. I told you we was going to disrespect the phones this morning. Phones is being disrespected. Phones are being disrespected. I'm telling you now, one of the worst things I'm telling you, one of the you gotta have people in your life, man, that know you so well that they fight for you and then come tell you about that outcome. Come tell me about that outcome. Come tell me what happened when you defended me so cold that this person might not want to be around you no more, Coach. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I went in. Tell me about that. Don't tell me about what somebody said. You just sat there listening. Because you can't tell me nothing about none of my students. You can't tell me nothing. I don't even want to hear what you got to say. The moment you come and start telling me, oh, well, so-and-so, the reason why you telling me that is because you're trying to contaminate my mind. You're trying to shift me out of seeing my student the way I see them. That's what you're doing. Because you didn't come and tell me about all the things they were doing for you. You didn't tell me that. All the times they showed up for you and all the times they poured into you, you didn't tell me about any of that. But the moment that they did something that was out of alignment with what you thought they should have been doing, now you got all the energy to come tell me. But you don't tell me about the good they're doing. See, some people will walk all over your name with the very shoes you bought them. I'm talking about walking all over your name with the very shoes you bought them. You didn't help them to become powerful and help them to become this and help them to become that. And that same person got the audacity. And they won't tell the people about all the things you did for them. They're going to only tell them about the one thing you didn't do. The one thing you didn't do. All the stuff you did do, they ain't gonna mention none of that. Why? Because it's gonna take all of the weight out of their argument. That's why people don't do it. See, I see through people and around people. I read books and looks, beloved. I do this for real. I know why people come and tell me things. You're trying to shift my perspective. You trying to get me to line. You trying to get my mindset to line up with your mindset, and it ain't gonna never happen because I see you coming a mile away. If you didn't come with, if you can't tell me about all the good things they do, you can't tell me about the bad. If you're not the type of person that comes and tells you about what people do for you, then you can't come on the days when people do wrong to you, because wrong only exists in your mind. I tell you guys this all the time. You know, the person that is the villain in your story is the hero in somebody else's. Don't ever get that. Don't ever lose sight of that. The person that is the villain in your story is the hero in somebody else's. The person that you can't stand, somebody else loves. So it's so important for us to understand that. And this is why I don't do that, because it's you know, I'm focused on my relationship with people. If I don't have that relationship that you have with that person, I'm gonna talk to God about that. Don't talk to me about it, because I don't have that relationship with them. May, what's up, beloved? Queen Ella, I see, beloved. Red, I see, beloved. Do me a favor real quick. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your run to play. That's it. Run to play. See, when you become the most powerful version of yourself, you'll let me say it this way. You'll never become the most powerful version of yourself if you're afraid to lose people. If you're afraid to lose people, this ain't the lane for you. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. If you are afraid to lose people, this is not the lane for you. If you are a chosen one, you can't be afraid to lose people, because and what I mean by that is that you got to speak your truth. Your life has to be built on transparency, period. Your entire life, I didn't say some of your life, from this moment moving forward, has to be built on transparency. If my life is not built on transparency, I'm not the most powerful version of myself. That's in every area of my life. So if that means I got to call my significant other into the room and have a sit down conversation with you, matter of fact, before I start talking to you, let me go get a trash bag. Let me throw all of the sugar out the house, because I want to make sure I don't reach for no sugar during this conversation. So I'm going to go get a trash bag right now. We can go to the grocery store later. I'll go get more sugar later. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go right in that cabinet, right in that cupboard in there, and I'm going to put all the sugar in the bag. We're going to get the sugar out the house real quick, because I need to talk chest to chest to you. See, everything that you promised me in the beginning, you don't deliver on. Everything you said you was going to be, you don't do. Everything you said you wouldn't never do, never hurt me, never lie to me, never cheat, all those things you don't bring to the table anymore. What's going on here? See, because we're going to either blow this thing up or we're going to build this thing up. And it's going to happen today. It's going to happen today, because the one person I'm not afraid to lose is you. The one person I am afraid to lose is me. I'm terrified to lose me, trying to hold on to you, trying to fix you. I can't fix you, beloved. And if you think you can fix people, you need to get out of that illusion immediately. See, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people from being around you. Don't let that go over your head. Don't let that go over your head. I said you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. I can't change your mindset, but I can change the fact that you won't have access to me anymore. The mindset that you bring into my life is not compatible with the mindset that I carry. See, it goes back to what we said earlier, you guys, or not earlier, but everyone carries a different mental model than you, beloved. You got to master your understanding of mental models. Every single person that you come in contact with has a different mental model than you. They have a certain mental model when it comes to love, a certain mental model when it comes to happiness, a certain mental model to what, with respect to what they think loyalty is and commitment is and relationships are. And they have certain mental models with respect to everything. So it doesn't make the person a bad person. They may have a different mental model than you. No person on the planet has your mental models. What is a mental model, coach? A mental model is your perception, your opinion on how you think things are supposed to go. You got mental models when it comes to love, mental models when it comes to happiness, mental models when it comes to peace, mental model when it comes to God, mental model when it comes to self-awareness and self-mastery, mental model when it comes to discipline. You have a mental model for everything. You got a mental model for how you drive your car, a mental model for how you raise your kids, a mental model for how you cook. You got a mental model for everything. And so the person that you are going to be most compatible with in life is the person that has similar mental models to yours. And that toxic relationship no one is bad in the relationship. You guys just have different mental models. That's it. Queen Ella, I appreciate you, beloved. I appreciate you, beloved. Jazz, what's up, Jazz? Right. So it's just really important to understand your mental models. And what awareness is doing is it's changing your mental models. And your mental models are going to be more in alignment with God's than with humanity's. And this is what's going to make you the difference maker. This is why you can't be afraid to walk alone. This is why you can't be afraid to lose people. I have a different mental model than you. My mental model is aligned with consciousness, awareness, unconditional love, discipline, character, integrity, consistency, honesty, transparency. I don't do all. If your mental model isn't aligned with that, we ain't going to function. I'm not going to shrink to be what you need me to be. I'm not going to edit myself to be what you need me to be. I'm not going to show up small so that you can feel more powerful. None of that's happening. I'm telling you, mental models are powerful. You have thousands of them. How you wear your clothes, how you style your hair, that's your mental model. One more time, what is a mental model? A mental model is just your idea of how something works. It's your idea of what something is. And I can tell you right now, your mental model for love and your partner's mental model for love are not the same. Your mental models for communication and your partner's mental model are not the same. Your mental model for respect and your partner's mental model for respect are not the same. Your mental model with respect to intimacy and your partner's mental model for intimacy are not the same. See, when you lack self-awareness, you don't even understand how to look for that. So what happens is that you jump into a relationship with a person, and then once the honeymoon phase of the relationship is over with, here comes all of those mental models. Your mental model might be, I like my house to be clean. Your partner's mental model might be, I like things messy. And they may function in that messy because they know where things are. Now, it may look like chaos to you, but it's clarity for them. I'll give you another example. You might not spank your kids. That might be your mental model. But somebody else may do that because that's how they learned what discipline is, through spanking the child. No, it doesn't make you better, doesn't make them worse, just different mental models. Your mental model might be when you drive in a car, you like to drive fast on the freeway. Somebody else might like to do the speed limit. It doesn't make you better, doesn't make them worse. And so what's going to happen is that when if you like to drive slow and you're in the car with somebody that likes to drive fast, the person in the car is bored to death because they're looking at you like, why are you driving so slow? That's what they're thinking in that moment. Right? That's what they're thinking in that moment. And so it's so important for you to understand, again, the people that you are going to be most compatible with in life are the people that you have similar mental models with. And that's why awareness is so important, because self-awareness is going to change your mental models to where they're more universal. They're not based on your programming anymore. They're not based on your pain anymore. They're not based on your trauma. All of your mental models come from the versions of you that were broken, the versions of you that were outdated, your childhood trauma, your interjected beliefs, what the world told you to be, failed relationships, and all. That's what your mental models were predicated on now. But awareness is changing your mental models right now as we speak. In this moment, your mental models are going to be completely different. And that's a beautiful thing, because when you change your mental models, you change your life. Your life is being ran by your mental models right now, whether you realize it or not. Right now in this moment. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's beautiful. My mental models changed, Um, and awareness is going to do that. It's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change your mental models, and they're going to be so much more. They're going to be. You're just going to see the world differently. You know, everything is going to shift, and they're going to drop off one mental model at a time, one mental model at a time, one mental model at a time. You know, they're just going to change, and they're going to be more in alignment with the universe, more in alignment with love, more in alignment with happiness, joy, peace. You know, they're no longer going to be aligned with all of the outdated versions of yourself. They won't be aligned with that anymore. You know, and so that's a beautiful thing. Do me a favor, real quick, and type me in the comments if this is your very first time on a live stream with me. Type me real quick. Jess, I see you. Pumpy Rain, I see you, beloved. Anyone that's new to the platform, welcome. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, 5D consciousness. You know, I specialize in helping my students and clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? You know, I've been coaching for over 2 decades now. It's easy for me. It's like drinking water. You know, it's in this moment, I'm not doing anything special to me. In this moment, I'm just dancing my dance. And what dancing your dance means is that when you are moving through life at being your most authentic self, you know, healing comes through honesty. Healing comes through transparency. Healing comes through authenticity. Most of you guys can't heal because you're not authentic to yourself. And it doesn't make you a bad person. You learned how to be that. You've been the edited version of you longer than you've been the most authentic version of you. You came into this world as the most authentic version of you, but that got pushed out of you. It got pushed out of you. It got pushed out of you. Your authenticity was pushed out of you because somebody asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And when you ask a kid, what do you want to be? It implies that who they are in that moment is not enough. Catch what I'm saying to you. You've been asked that your whole childhood. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be when you grow up? And what that implies is that who you are in that moment was not enough. So you went out looking. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a fill in the blank. But these things aren't who you are. These things are identities. These things are what you do, not who you are. See, no one ever sat you down and taught you about who you are. So in that moment, you left you in search of the doctor, in search of the lawyer, in search of the teacher, in search of the fill in the blank. You left your most authentic self, and you tried to become someone else. You created a persona. You created a reputation. You attached your identity, your real identity, to whatever it is you were doing at that time, whether you were working at a warehouse or working at a school or whatever your thing was. And so you built an identity around that. And so if I were to walk up to you and ask you and say to you, let's just say you're a teacher or you're a nurse, and I say, I don't like teachers, you get offended. And the reason why you get offended is because your identity is attached to that. You've taken your source energy, your divine energy, and you've attached it to that because you didn't know any better. If you're a nurse and I walk up to you and I say, I don't like nurses, you take offense to that. If you are a Christian and I say, I don't like Christianity, you take offense to that. Why? Because you have your identity tied to something that you do, not something that you are. And this is what awareness is doing. It's trying to get you to separate the two. This is what hurts us. Coaching is what I do. It's not what I am. So if you say you don't like coaches, I'm going to say, oh, no big deal. I see why. Not all of them are good coaches. But my identity isn't tied to that. And that's why it's just so important for us to understand that. Again, do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost. Whip Girl, what's up, beloved? B57, I see you. Yeah, everything is what I do. None of it is what I am. And so I only identify as source energy. I identify as spirit. That's what I identify as. I can take the awareness and I can sit that down on coaching. I can take the awareness and I can sit that down on nursing. I can take the awareness and I can sit that down on becoming a lawyer or a doctor or whatever the case may be. But I am awareness, appearing as the coach, appearing as the lawyer, appearing as the doctor, appearing as the fill in the blank. So when you say to me, oh, I don't like lawyers, or I don't like doctors, or I don't like coaches, I'm not offended by what you say. I'm not offended by what you say because it's not my identity, and it's so you can't hurt me. There's nothing you can say to hurt me because my identity isn't attached to that particular thing. Awareness is what you are. It can't be defined with words. It transcends words. It transcends every label. It transcends every title. It transcends every concept. It transcends every philosophy. It can't be described using words alone. You can't be defined through words, beloved. You never have been able to be. No one can describe what you are. They can only describe what you do. I'll teach you how, I'll teach you how. That part right there, Lynn, you can only be experiencing. That's why there's no suffering in my life, because I don't have my identity attached to anything, right? When you truly step into 5D consciousness, you're going to understand that. Like, I can't, my identity, I can't, right? It's fruitless for me to do that. All right, let me get busy getting busy. Going back to my original point with respect to dance your dance. Why do we suffer in relationships? Because you stop dancing your dance. Dancing your dance means that you move through life in a particular way, in a way that's authentic to you. Why did your relationship fall apart? I wasn't even there, I can tell you. Because you stopped dancing your dance. And you stopped dancing your dance and you started dancing how your partner wanted you to dance. It was over with that day. It was over with that day. I wasn't there and I can tell you exactly what happened. It was over with that day. It was a wrap. Everything else was just you getting to the finish line of that relationship. It was over with that day. It was over with that day. It was over with that day. You know it and I know it. It's again, when I dance my dance in life, that means I'm centered on who I am. I move through the world basically through my authenticity. I don't show up small. I don't shrink. I don't tolerate disrespect. I'm moving in a particular direction. Okay, here comes this person. This person is attracted to me for whatever the reason. Okay, I'm gonna still dance my dance. I'm not gonna stop dancing my dance to then transform into what they need, because I just abandoned me. The moment that I shift to be what they need me to be, I just left me in the dust. instantly. So because I abandoned me, they will eventually abandon me as well. That's how the universe works. You leave you, they'll leave you. You stop loving you, they'll stop loving you. You stop respecting you, they'll stop respecting you. I'm telling you now. So you never stop dancing your dance. It's the only one God created you to do. We only get one you. How you shift out of that? Now, you don't stop dancing your dance for some person because you're going to lose the person anyways. We say this all the time. Anything that you put above you, you will eventually lose. I don't care what it is. Anything you put above you, you in God's lane now. Now you in his territory. Nothing should be above you. Not no man, not no woman, not no, I don't give a damn what it is. Not money, not jewelry, not cars, not clothes, not your job, nothing. That's where all your suffering is coming from. It's where it's all coming from. There's God sitting in the top, at that top shelf in your mind, and then there's everything else. If your life is aligned like that, there will never be any suffering. There will never be any suffering. God here, there's everything else. No matter what happens, everything's going to work out for me. We're going to fire you today. Everything's going to work out for me. I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. Everything's going to work out for me. I'm in alignment. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Everything's going to work out for me. Whatever walks out of my life, something more powerful is walking in. Guaranteed. I'm not looking at the exit. I'm looking at the entry door. I'm watching what's getting ready to walk in. I'm not paying attention to what just walked out. I'm not paying attention to what just walked out. And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. When people know that you're not afraid to lose them, they act different. I'm giving you world-class game right now. When people know that you are not afraid to lose them, they act different. But the moment why are you leaving me and I don't want to lose you? You done lost the game. Can we talk about it? Ain't nothing to talk about. Let me get that. Let me get that duffel bag. Let me help you pack real quick. Let me get that suitcase, that one in the closet that we ain't used in a long time. Let me go get that real quick and watch what happens to the person. All of a sudden, because they probably didn't really want to leave you at that moment. What they were doing was weaponizing their love against you. And the reason why they were weaponizing their love against you, because there's certain things that they wanted you to do, certain things that they wanted to take full control over you. But the moment that you tell that person, yeah, let me help you pack. Because I'm not getting ready to fight for somebody that's not fighting for me. I tell you guys this all the time. It's not love if you're the only one fighting for it, beloved. If you're the only one fighting for it, it's not love. Now, you can call it anything you want to make you feel more comfortable, but I can promise you it's not love. Because love is not something you have to fight for. All eyes on me. What's up, beloved? It's not love if you're the only one fighting for it, beloved. What does what mean? What does what mean? So you dance your dance in life. And when I'm dancing my dance, because I'm so authentic to me, right? And I'm not going to shift out of being me. That's what attracted you to me. Catch the wave, catch the wave, catch the wave. That's what attracted the person to you to begin with. What attracted that person to you is how you were dancing your dance. So you don't move away from that. You double down on it. Whatever I was doing in that moment is what drew you to me. Why would I move away from that? But that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do. So happy to have somebody. So lonely and bored with your life that the moment you get somebody, you start shifting into what they need you to be because you don't want to lose the person, because you don't want to go back to being bored and lonely with your life again. You don't want to go back to being single again. See, but the wrong relationship and the wrong person is going to cost you more than being single ever will. Single don't cost you nothing. The wrong relationship will cost you everything. Single ain't never cost you a dime. But getting in a relationship Because you looking for love and looking for happiness, the relationship's already over with. You looking for things that you were supposed to bring to it. Why are you looking for things that you were supposed to bring? That's why they fall apart. Relationships, let me say that one more time in case you didn't hear me. Relationships fall apart because people go into the relationship looking for things that they were supposed to bring. You looking for unconditional love, but you carrying a bag full of conditions. Just make that make sense. I'm talking about you came in with a duffel bag full of conditions, but you're looking for unconditional love. Let me Bree, what's up, beloved? What's up, beloved? What's up, beloved? What girl, you said you modeled your parents and they were broken? No, I hear you, beloved. That was I think a lot of us, fell in that lane. That's where a lot of us, and that's why we talk in the book about the introjected beliefs, right? What is an introjected belief? It's a belief that you picked up from someone else that you never questioned. You never questioned the belief, right? So many of us are being controlled by our introjected beliefs. It's actually mind blowing. It's mind blowing. So I don't blame you for that, beloved. I mean, they were your teachers at the time. Do me a favor, real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. But that was the beautiful thing, though, Wood Girl, because that relationship was your classroom, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Do me a favor, real quick, you guys. In all relationships are your classroom. Every person is your classroom. And that's a beautiful thing, because without that relationship that your parents had, our paths don't cross, right? In other words, there were a series of things that needed to happen exactly as they did in order for my path to cross with Whip Girls. And so when I look at, well, not when I look at, but when I think about her past, I celebrate it because it brought her to me, right? And it brought me to her, so that we can go and create, right, a different version of her from a synergistic relationship perspective, where the 1 + 1 = 3. But that relationship and all of her relationships brought her here. So how could they have been bad? Was it a part of the plan? Was that God's divine intervention? Was it supposed to happen exactly as it did to get her to where she's ultimately going to go? See, that's what I'm saying. I tell you guys this all the time. What's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. The same amount of energy that it takes for you to hate is the same amount of energy that it takes for you to love. The same energy that it takes for you to doubt is the same energy that it takes for you to believe. The things that are missing from your life, there are also things that are there. It's all about what filter do I choose to see my life through. I can look at my life through the filter of things are broken, or I can look at my life through the filter of everything is working out for me. And it's two completely different outcomes, right? But the same energy that it takes for you to focus on fear is the same energy that it takes for you to focus on faith. It's all about where you choose to place your focus. So that's why I'm saying, you guys, and that's what awareness is trying to teach you. What awareness is saying is, you're not awakened, beloved. You're placing your energy and your attention on the very things that are hurting you the most. And it's all coming from you. And that's the part that we don't understand. It's all coming from us. Reality doesn't have the power to create your feelings. Your reaction to reality does. The meaning you assign to reality does. The story you create about reality does, but it's not reality. And this is what God is saying. You guys aren't awakened, beloved. You're not awakened. Please, does anybody understand what I'm saying? Or am I speaking a foreign language here? Right. It's the craziest thing in the world. God is saying, see, this is why I tell you guys, life is a buffet, but most people are starving to death. And when I say life is a buffet, I'm saying happiness is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Joy is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Peace is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Unconditional love is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. You get to choose what you want to feel based on the meaning that you assign to what is showing up in your reality. Nobody is choosing that meaning for you. You choosing it. So because you choose the meaning with respect to what broke you, that's what's creating your depression. You're choosing the meaning with respect to what's happening in your future for some problem that you're trying to solve. And that's what creates your depression. Your anxiety. You are choosing the meaning, beloved. You are meaning itself. And this is the part that we don't understand. God made you so, I don't think you appreciate how powerful you are. You can't convince me that you fully understand mentally, emotionally, and spiritually just how powerful you are. You can feel love 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can feel peace 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can feel joy and abundance 24 hours, because it's all going to come from the meaning you assign to life. The secret to life is meaning and emotion. That's life's secret. And you control meaning. Life does not control meaning. You do. So if you're unhappy right now, if you're sad, if you're depressed, it's coming from you. It's not coming from what's happening outside of you, because everything outside of you is powerless. It only has power when you assign meaning to it. The moment you assign meaning to it, it becomes powerful in that moment, but it also unlocks your feelings and emotions. This is mastery here. So if I'm self-aware, why would I be punishing myself? If I'm emotionally intelligent, why would I be punishing me? You walk out of my life, I get to decide what that means. You fire me from that job, I get to decide what that means. This person's not loyal to me, I get to decide what that means. I get to decide what everything means. So how do I do it? Look at everything as data. I don't need feeling and emotion. I look at everything as data. You disrespect me, data. The data is telling me you no longer deserve to have access to me. You lie to me, data. The data is telling me you no longer deserve to have access to me. I get fired from the job, data. The data is telling me there's a better job available. Go focus on that. But the moment that I assign a negative meaning to that, I'm going to lower my vibrational frequency, take myself out of alignment with God, take myself out of alignment with happiness, take myself out of alignment with peace, and now I'm going to attract some low vibrational situation, but I am the source of the problem, not the job, not the person that didn't give you the promotion, not the person that walked out of your life, not the person that betrayed you. You are the source of your pain and suffering, not reality. And the day that you fully wake up and understand you are a divine being, beloved, nothing has the power to make you feel anything. I'm telling you, not a person in the world can make you feel. A plane can land on your house right now, and you have to decide what it means. Your neighbor's house can be fully on fire, and you have to assign meaning to that. Somebody can go and torch your car. You got to assign meaning to that. But the moment you assign meaning to that, you are going to feel the feeling. Not because the car made you feel it, because the meaning did. Not because the plane landing on your house came with emotions, because the meaning you assigned to it did. You are the divine, beloved. You are meaning itself. You are in a synergistic relationship with life. You ain't catching me. You so busy people and you ain't catching what I'm saying. You are in a synergistic relationship with life itself. You are dancing with life itself. And what you are looking to do is master what things mean to you. You want to master your ability to control what you feel from moment to moment. Because that person that walked out of your life doesn't belong to you. That job had an expiration date on it. It doesn't belong to you. That friend that stopped calling you had an expiration date on it. It doesn't belong to you. Nothing belongs to you but the meaning you assign to the situation. That belongs to me. And I'm going to either be empowered by that situation or I'm going to be broken by it. But the situation didn't break me, the meaning I assigned did. I'm so powerful, you can't touch me without me authorizing it. I'm so strong, you can't. That's why God made you. God said, you're not going to be able to break my child. What breaks my child is the meaning she assigns to what happens, not you. I won't let a person walking on the face of this earth touch my child. My child hurts herself, not the situation. My son hurts himself, not the situation, because they're not awakened as of yet. Because they don't understand how powerful I made them. No situation can hurt my son. No person can disrespect my daughter. She's got to authorize that by attaching meaning to the situation. No meaning, no pain. No meaning, no depression. No meaning, no fear. Everything needs you. Run the play. Chef Lisa, what's up, beloved? Yeah, we authorize everything. So you dancing with reality, but you can't dance with reality and chase people at the same time. You can't dance with reality and procrastinate and make excuses at the same time. At some point in time, you have to make a decision to just master you. Let me take the next year. Let me be single. Let me be solo. Let me just take the next year to just master myself. Damn, I can't do that. You've been with you 30, 40, 50 years. We can't take a solid year to just master you. Because when you master you, you got the whole world mastered. I'm talking about a plane could literally land on my house right now. I have to give meaning to that. I got to decide what that means. The plane don't get to decide. Plane has no power. I'm talking about a whole 747, powerless. No power. Person walk up and call me everything but a child of God. No power. The power's going to come from the meaning I assign, not from the person. So what reality is really teaching you is that that you're still asleep, because you're assigning meaning to things that are hurting you. All of your pain and suffering is not coming from life, beloved. It's coming from you. It's coming from you. It's coming from you. It's coming from you. That's it. That's it. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. You learn this early on. You learn this early on. I'm gonna tell you how. But you see, sometimes we can be doing things and we don't really know what we're doing at the time. You had a doll. You were a little girl and you had a doll. You either had a doll, you had a teddy bear, you had something, and you loved that doll. I'm talking about you loved it. They couldn't take that doll away from you. You took that little doll everywhere you went, and you loved that doll. Okay, but the doll didn't come with emotions. The doll didn't have feelings. The doll didn't think. So where'd all that love come from? It came from the meaning you assigned to it. You assigned a powerful meaning to that doll. And as a result, you unlocked love in you. The doll didn't do it. The meaning did. And you've been doing this your whole life. And the same thing applies for people. The love that you experience doesn't come from the person. The person is like the doll. Catch what I'm saying. Catch what I'm saying. Catch what I'm saying. The person is just like the doll when you were 2, 3, 4 years old. They ain't no different than the doll. They don't have the power to make you feel anything. What makes you feel something is the meaning you assign to them. Then now the person becomes powerful in your life. But if you don't assign meaning to them, they're not powerful at all. Let me qualify that again. When you're walking through the world, let's just say you're walking downtown, you're not assigning meaning to those people. That's why you don't feel any type of way about them. But then here comes your person walking down the street, and all of a sudden you smile and you light up. Well, why do you smile and you light up? Because you assign a different meaning to them than you do all of the people that you're surrounded by at that time. And so everyone else you're just oblivious to. They're just objects in your way. They're just things moving past you. You don't assign a meaning to that. But at one point in time, the person that you're assigning meaning to was just like all of the other people walking around you. Before your paths crossed, they would have walked right past you too. Okay, but what's the difference? Meaning. Meaning is the bridge that connects you to every material object in the universe. Meaning is because the moment that I assign meaning to that thing, I unlock something in me. Has nothing to do with the thing, has nothing to do with the person. They're just like the doll or just like the teddy bear. They're neutral. I'm going to assign meaning. I'm going to create a story, and then I'm going to give you a role in my life. And the combination of all of that unlocks a powerful force in you. But it has nothing to do with the person. The person could be anyone. Stop giving people more power than they deserve. The person could be anyone. All right, let's get into this live. I didn't went all the way to. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just want you guys to know how powerful you are. You know, these are because all of the reason why you go to the therapist is because of the meaning you assign. The reason why you go to the psychiatrist is because of the meaning you assign. Right. It's the reason why you were so in love with that person is because of the meaning you assign. Right. The reason why the depression is because of the meaning you assign. Everything is coming from the meaning you are assigning. You know, and I think that, this is one of my favorite things to really talk about because, it really helps people to understand that nothing in life is hurting you. No one is hurting you. Nobody has the power to hurt you. Nobody has the power to disrespect you. You have to assign meaning to what they said. If you don't assign meaning to let me qualify it. I'm going to qualify it right now. Boom. Let's just say you're walking down the street. It's the two of us. We're walking down the street. It's a beautiful day. We ain't bothering nobody. We're just walking down the street. And this Asian man pulls up. And when this Asian man pulls up, he starts cursing us out. But he starts cursing us out in his language. Well, we don't speak his language. So we don't know what he's saying. Yeah, we see him saying something, but we don't know what he's saying. And then the man drives off. The next day, we out having another walk, just minding our business. But this time we got our friend with us. Now our friend speaks fluent Mandarin. So we walking down the street. And our friend says, the man pulls up in the car, just like last time. Starts cursing us out again. And our friend that speaks fluent Mandarin says, why y'all let him talk to you like that? Coach, why you let him disrespect you like that? I'm like, what do you mean? What did he say? And then our friend starts telling us all of the things that he said that we couldn't understand. All of a sudden, we angry now. We're upset now. Well, what upset us? We weren't upset yesterday. He said the same thing yesterday that he's saying right now. We weren't upset yesterday. So why are we so upset today? Meaning. We attached meaning to what he's saying now. And your anger did not come from what he said, because he said the same thing yesterday. Your anger came from the meaning. Now you understand. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So when you're walking out in the world and people are saying things to you, they just like the man pulling up in the car. But you're going to assign meaning to that. And boom, everything gets unlocked. That makes sense? All right, let's get busy getting busy. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. All right. Let's get busy, getting busy. Let me tell you something that maybe you didn't know. Sharon, what's up, beloved? Good morning to you. Let me tell you something that maybe you didn't know. In every romantic relationship, one person represents hope and the other person represents pain. Did you know that? In every romantic relationship, one person represents hope and the other person represents pain. And hope is always trying to heal pain. And that's what attracts them to each other to begin with. You won't find hope with hope, and you won't find pain with pain. You're going to always find hope and pain together, right? And if you look back, if you look back over all of your previous relationships, it'll be staring you right in the face. Again, in every romantic relationship, one person represents hope and the other person represents pain. And throughout the entire relationship, hope is always trying to heal pain, but one of them is going to win that battle. Either pain's going to win that battle or hope is going to win that battle. If pain wins the battle, the relationship becomes toxic. If hope wins the battle, pain becomes transformed. Pain becomes more emotionally intelligent. Pain becomes a better version of himself or herself. Pain becomes more self-aware, right? But one or the other is going to win that battle, right? And so again, in every romantic relationship, one person represents hope, the other person represents pain, and one or the other is going to win that battle. One or the other is going to win that battle. And in hope's whole thing is trying to heal pain. Because hope's already more evolved emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Hope might be saying, let's go to church. Hope is going to be the one that says, let's go to the therapist. Hope is going to be the one saying, let's get up this book on relationships. Hope is always the one that's trying to come with the solutions. Hope is not the fighter, right? Hope is the problem solver. And so pain is the fighter. Pain is the one that needs everything to go their way. Pain is usually the narcissist. Pain is usually the one that's more aggressive. Pain is the one that usually resists the therapist and resists the this and resists the that. And so when you look back over all of your yesterdays, you'll see it. If you look back, if you just mentally revisit your past relationships, you'll see it. You either represented hope or you represented pain, right? And so yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. A lot of people don't know that, but if you just take a moment and you just look back over all of your yesterdays, you'll see it. Brock, what's up, beloved? Just a key. You said you see it. Yeah, if you look back, you'll see it. If you in a relationship right now, you either represent hope or you represent pain. And again, hope is the one that's always trying to get the partner to change. Pain is the one that's always resisting the change. right? You might be on your self-awareness journey. You might be on your spiritual journey. You might be on your self-mastery journey, and you trying to involve pain. And pain is like, I don't need that. And I know enough. And pain is always coming with the resistance. Brock, what's up, beloved? So anyways, that's just something to think about. Yeah, hope will eventually leave pain. You know what I mean? But only after hope realizes that this isn't going to go anywhere. And it's going to take, and hope is going to hang in there, right? Hope is going to fight for the relationship, even though the person isn't fighting for hope. Hope is going to be the fighter in the relationship, fighting to keep the relationship going. But at some point in time, he or she is going to run out of gas with respect to that. There's only so much fight you have in you before you realize that this isn't going anywhere. It's crazy, but it's really what it is. That makes sense? Everybody caught that? All right, do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. We talked about this yesterday. But it's so important, that it really bears repeating. It's rare that I'll bring something back from the previous day. But this one is so important that it really bears repeating. You're grieving a future that was never promised to you. That's why we suffer. You're grieving a future that was never promised to you. And you're missing a present moment that'll never come back to you. So while you're grieving a future that was never promised to you, you're missing the present moment that was. So I just need you to look at all of the damage that's being caused there. The relationship you thought would last was never promised to you. That was all something that you created in your mind. There was no promise. See, and that's the thing. We start building our lives on these hopes and fantasies and wishes and all of these things, but that's just all an illusion of your thinking, beloved. All of those things are coming from your desires, not from reality. You desire to have a forever with that person, but a person can't promise you a forever because I can't even promise you 5 minutes from now. How can I promise you forever? And I can't even promise you 5 minutes from now. Literally, I cannot literally promise you 5 seconds from now. I don't control that. And I can't control how I'm going to feel 5 weeks from today. Something may happen in my life to where my whole mindset shifts, whole attitude shifts. I'm talking about a complete paradigm shift. And then we get upset because someone no longer wants to be in our life. But that person can't promise you forever. That's an illusion of your thinking, beloved. That just shows you how we operate from such low levels of awareness. That person can only guarantee this moment. Anything outside of this moment is all fantasy and illusion. That's why we suffer. You're so welcome, beloved. So one more time, the relationship that you thought would last was never promised to you. The version of your life that you created in your mind that you never got to experience was never promised to you. The people that you've lost along the way never belonged to you. See, that's why we suffer so much. All of the people that we lose along the way were never promised to us. These were experiences that God allowed us to have. You're an experience. I'm an experience right now. You're experiencing me. And this experience you may get to have for the next 5 years or for the next 5 seconds. We don't know. But that's the number one reason why you place high value on people while you have access to them. Because the only thing that you can guarantee is this moment, but you can't guarantee the next. I'm telling you right now, your ego is doing a number on you because it has you desensitized to what you have access to while you have access to it. We don't place high value on people the way we should. We don't. We place high value on people when we no longer have access to them. All of a sudden, that person's value skyrockets. The moment you can't have access to the person, all of a sudden, but while you had access to the person, you ain't calling back, you ain't texting back, you slow to do this and slow to do that. But the moment that you lose access to the person, all of a sudden their value skyrockets. But the value should have always been there like that. But what stops you from doing that? Your ego. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. See, your life is not punishing you. Your identity is. Let me say that one more time. Your life is not punishing you. Your identity is. You're not unlucky, beloved. You ain't never been unlucky in the history of your life. Reality is simply obeying the version of yourself that you refuse to outgrow. There is a version of you that you refuse to outgrow that's responsible for every single outcome and result in your life currently. So reality is only obeying that version of you. That version of you has a certain level of discipline. That version of you has a certain amount of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. That version of you has a certain amount of character and integrity. So your results are coming from the person that you currently identify as. You want different results, you got to shift out of that identity because that identity can't take you any further. It can't produce any more than it's producing. And for some of you guys, you've hit the ceiling with respect to the person that you currently identify as. See, that person that you attracted into your life, that's where they're coming from. They're coming based upon who you identify as. And what this version of you needs to heal. The person that you currently identify as, there's a certain amount of healing that person needs. So every person that you attract into your life is only coming to help you heal the version of yourself that you are right now so that you can go to the next level. But some of you guys, the reason why you can't get to the next level because you haven't healed the wounds on the level that you have right now. So one more time, reality is simply obeying the version of you that you refuse to outgrow. Your trauma isn't your past. It's your programming. Trauma isn't something that happened to you. Trauma is something that stayed. Trauma doesn't come from the event. Trauma comes from the meaning you assign to the event. Going back to the meaning again, meaning creates trauma, not events. To have a new life, you have to start by letting the old one collapse. Because you can't wake up and stay the same and expect to become the most powerful version of you at the same time. The version of you that protected you in the dark can't lead you in the light, beloved. The version of you that you built to survive that toxic relationship is not the same version of you that's capable of answering your calling or stepping into your purpose. Those are two completely different versions of you. See, here's what a lot of people don't understand about healing. Healing isn't about fixing what's broken. Healing is about realizing that nothing ever was. Pain isn't punishment. Pain comes to shatter the identity you built around your wounds. You built an identity around your wounds. That's what pain comes to shatter. Because if pain doesn't shatter the identity you built around your wounds, you never step into your calling, which means you never step into your purpose, which means you never discover your destiny. So pain comes to shatter the identity you built around your wounds. If you want to know why pain is in your life, there you go. See, the falling apart that you fear isn't the end. It's the conversation between your spirit and your ego. That's what you fearing. So when you think you falling apart, no, you're not falling apart, beloved. Things are actually getting ready to fall together, but they can't fall together until you let who you used to be collapse. And for some of you guys, that's why you stuck, beloved. I'm telling you, that's why you stuck. The person that you currently identify as can't take you any further than you are right now. Mia, what's up, beloved? Love you too. Love you too. Jazz, what's up, Jazz? That's a powerful word right there, T-Benz. That's a powerful word, surrender. See, there's only one way to become healed. There's only one way. Transparency. Transparency is how you become healed. There's one way to become healed. Transparency. The reason why we suffer is because we want to become someone. Everybody on it right now, we all guilty of it. Everybody on this live right now, you trying to become someone. You are currently in the process of trying to become someone, which suggests that in this moment, the version of you that you currently identify as is not enough. That there's something wrong with this version of you. So how can I possibly be experiencing unconditional love if I'm under the mindset that something is wrong with the person that I currently identify as? Think about what I'm saying. If I'm trying to become someone, and we all are, if I'm trying to become someone, then what that suggests is that the person I am right now is not enough. Because if it was enough, I wouldn't be trying to become someone. I would be happy with where I am right now. So you can't experience unconditional love when you're doing subtraction. That's subtraction. That's divine subtraction. See, being transparent means that you're fine being no one. That's where all your power is. Being transparent means that you're fine being no one. You're fine being exactly who God created you to be. Now, let me tell you what that means. Does that mean that I don't do anything? No, that doesn't mean that I don't do anything. Does that mean that I just stop living life? No, that doesn't mean that, beloved. What that means is this. I'm just building me. Whatever you want to call me, you can call me. Whatever labels you want to attach to me, you can attach them to me. I call myself coach because I give you this. I call that getting in through your door. I got to give you a way to get to me. Coach is the pointer to who I am. But it has nothing to do with me. You say, I don't like coaches. Wonderful, beloved. I love coaches. Wonderful, beloved. Coaches are the worst in the world. Wonderful, because I don't identify with that. I'm totally comfortable being no one because what I am can't be defined with words anyway. You can't describe what awareness is, not using words alone. You can't describe what consciousness is, not using words alone. You can't describe source energy. You can't describe God, not using words alone. So no matter what label I give you, it's going to be inaccurate. So I'm comfortable being no one. But in my being no one, I know that I'm awareness. I know that I'm source energy. I know that I'm consciousness in human form. I just don't know how to describe that to you. So I'll let you take whatever labels you want. I'll let you call me whatever you want. Because really what you're going to do is you're going to categorize me so that you know how much value to place on me. So that you know what box I belong in your mind. That's all you doing. When a person asks you, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" What they're really asking you is, "Are you important enough for me to keep talking to?" Alana, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Let me say that one more time, just in case your earpiece may have fallen out. When a person asks you, "What do you do for a living?" And they can say, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" What they're really asking you is, "Are you important enough for me to continue talking to?" That's all they want to know. Do you represent enough value, and can I benefit from the value that you bring to the situation? That's what they're really asking you. See, what you got to understand is that I lived in Beverly Hills for over 10 years. And I'm talking about the first thing that will come out of a person. If you ain't never been to Beverly Hills, go and see exactly what I'm saying. The moment you in Beverly Hills, the first thing that a person is going to ask you, first they're going to ask you your name. Second, they're going to ask you what you do. It's automatic. And if you don't say something that's powerful enough to make that person want to stay, they'll walk smooth, walk away. Because in that moment, oh, I'm a janitor, or oh, I'm a this, they're gonna walk smooth away from you. I'm telling you, that's how it works. So when people ask you that, that's why they're asking you. I need to know how to place you. I need to know how to categorize you. I need to know what level of importance, what role you might be able to play in my life. I need to know how I can benefit from you. That's what they want to know. Yeah, that's what they want to know. First question, what is your name? Second question, what do you do? It's going to be so fast. And I'm talking about they're going to be so unapologetic about it. You said, how do you answer it? It depends on what you have going on. You know, but that's what people want to know. You know, and I get it because it's everything is fast. You know, and it's about, you know, who are you? What do you attract and what do you bring to the table? And I'm processing that so quickly. One more time. Who are you? What do you attract and what do you bring to the table? Right. Who are you? Meaning, who do you identify as? What do you attract? Meaning that identity that you carry. What is it attracting to you? Because it could be good, it could be bad. And then what do you bring to my table? You know, because I know what I bring to the table, but I don't know what you bring. And so it's just that process that you're looking at, because what's important is what a person is going to bring to your situation. That's what's important. That's what's important. Some of you guys have a situation going on where you got a person that's really not bringing that to the table, but they loud as hell in your life. Loud as hell, ain't bringing nothing to the table. And bringing something to the table doesn't necessarily have to mean money. But damn, it can't be drama you bring it to the table. Can't be your pain you bring it to the table. Can't be all these unhealed versions of yourself that you bring it to the table. Can't be suffering that you bring it to the table. Can't be your chaos that you bring it to. What you bring it to the table. Everybody in your life right now is bringing something to the table. What are they bringing, beloved? Life is a buffet. What are the people in your life bringing to the table? And what are they taking away from the table? Because just because they bring in something don't mean that they're also not taking something away. Some people take more away than they bring. That's why these relationships be out of balance. Now, you can't take more than you bring to the table and be loud and disrespectful at the same time. That part right there, honey man, that part right there, beloved. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So one more time, my life is transparent. That's where your healing is going to come from. 3 things going to bring your healing: transparency, accountability, and radical acceptance. If you can adopt those 3 things right there, you're going to heal. Transparency, radical acceptance, and accountability. That's all I need. I need transparency from every person that's coming into my life. And it's a 2-way street. I'm going to give it to you, but I need it as well. Now I don't want to hear that I'm working on it, and I'm going to try, and we ain't got time for none of that. No, because transparency is free. That means there's no secrets in the relationship, nothing slick going on in the relationship, no manipulation going in no ulterior motives going on in the relationship. I tell you guys this all the time. There's people that want to build with you, and there's people that want to build on you. Your job is to know the difference between the two. See, the self-aware person knows exactly who wants to build with them, but they also know the person that only wants to build on them. Sometimes people come into your life, beloved, because they try to build their life on the shoulders of yours. And some of you guys have been in that situation. One more time, there's only 2 types of people you're going to meet: the person that wants to build with you and the person that wants to build on you. If you lack self-awareness, you won't know the difference between the two. And that's why some of you guys have gotten rocked to sleep in the past, because you didn't know the difference between the two. Because they all come in smiling. The person that wants to build with you comes in smiling. The person that wants to build on you comes in smiling. Everybody's smiling in the beginning. Your job is to sit back from a place of non-emotion, get all your feelings and wants, needs, and desires out of the way, because that's going to keep you blind. If you got your feelings, motions, and desires in the way, it's going to blind you to what you see. You ain't going to see the red flags, because all you're going to see is your desires. You're not going to see the inconsistencies, because all you're going to see is your wants and needs. This is what scares me about people that are lonely, that want to jump in relationships, because I'm like, you finna go in this relationship blind as hell. Because you need too much. You don't jump into a relationship from a place of need. The same way you don't go shopping when you're hungry. You don't go grocery shopping when you're starving, beloved, because you're going to buy things you don't need. And you don't jump into a relationship when you're spiritually, emotionally, and mentally hungry, because you're going to pull a person into your life that you don't need. The worst time to go grocery shopping is when you're hungry. The worst time to look for a relationship is when you're lonely. Because you're going to always get things you didn't need. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost live. Yeah, I'm telling you, when you jump into that relationship from that place of being lonely, you're going to get rocked to sleep. You a liability to yourself automatically. You show up being the liability. How you go? I tell people this all the time. 2 good people cannot create a great relationship. Won't happen. 2 good people will not create a great relationship, because good will never get you to greatness. That's number 1. And number 2, it doesn't matter how good you are. What matters is how good you are for me. It doesn't matter how many times you tell me you love me. What matters is the love you show me. See, some of you guys are being rocked to sleep because you have a person telling you they love you, but what they're showing you is something completely different. Yeah, you're being told it left and right, but you're not being shown it. And that's where the confusion comes in. This is why we end up confused. See, the person will tell you, I love you, just to keep you just to keep you at bay. Because if I tell you, and here's the thing, you want to believe it. You want to believe it. That's what hurts us. You want to believe it. And so when you that's why I say, like I said again, it doesn't matter how many times a person tells you they love you. Tell me about the love that they're showing you. Don't tell me, don't take the words out of it. In other words, let me say it to you, let me give it to you why I know you can't miss it. If I removed all of the language out of your relationship, would you feel the love still? If all you could go off of was the actions and the behavior and the consistency or lack thereof, if all you could do, I'm talking about no words at all, would you still know that you were being loved? When the person ain't touching you, when there's no romance, when there's no holding, when there's no compassion, when there's no energy, when there's no showing up for you, when there's verbal abuse going on, what are we talking about here? And if a person was a fly on the wall, just watching your relationship and there were no words in the relationship, would that person walk away saying, "Ooh, I know he loves her. I know she loves him"? Would they walk away saying that? Or would they just think you guys were roommates? That's what I'm saying. Because once you add the words, here comes all the confusion. Once you add the words, here comes all the manipulation. All of confusion and manipulation comes from the words. Why? Because you've created a version of them that only lives in your mind. And anything that they say, you try to make it align with the version of them that you created in your mind. And at some point in time, that illusion is going to get shattered. And that's when you'll want out of the relationship. See, you got to become a relationship master. That's why, I talk about relationships the way I do. And the reason why I talk about relationships so much is because you're never not in one, beloved. You're in a relationship more than you're in anything else in life. Let me say that one more time. You are never not in a relationship. You are in relationships more than you are in anything else in human history. You are never not in a relationship. That's not true, coach. I'm single right now, but you're in a relationship with yourself. You're in a relationship with the kids. You're in a relationship with the people at your job. You're in a relationship with your friends and your family. You are never not in a relationship. It's humanly impossible for you to not be in a relationship. You're in a relationship with your neighbor. You're in a relationship with the person at the Starbucks that you see all the time, or that grocery store teller that you see all the time. You're never not in a relationship. The lady that takes your ID at the gym, you're in a relationship with her. You're never not in a relationship. What's important is what's the most powerful one. See, that's what I'm talking about. What relationship in your life is the most powerful? Because you better say it's the one that you have with yourself. And you better say it's the one that you have with God. Because when those two relationships are the most powerful, all of the other ones fall in line. When the relationships with the other people are more powerful than the relationship you have with yourself, we call that toxic. That's what makes it toxic. When the relationship with other people is more powerful than the relationship you have with yourself, here comes the narcissist. Here comes the red flags. Here comes the toxic relationship. Here comes we need to go talk to the therapist. Oh, we need to go talk to the counselor. Oh, we need to go talk to, that's why. That's why. The most powerful relationship you should have is the one you have with yourself, because it sets the blueprint for every other relationship. Every other relationship is only a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. If the relationship with you isn't powerful, it'll never be powerful with someone else. If the relationship with you doesn't contain unconditional love, it'll never contain it with someone else. If the relationship with you doesn't have happiness, joy, peace, bliss, and abundance, you'll never experience it with anyone else. Reality is showing you how you rock with you. That's all life is showing you. And it's showing you through people, places, and things. Life is showing you how you rock with you. And some of you guys are losing that battle. My relationship with everyone else is powerful because my relationship with myself is powerful. Everywhere I go, power relationships. Why? Because the relationship with me is powerful. I'm the standard. I'm the blueprint. Ain't no other blueprint. And the moment that I meet someone and they're out of alignment with the relationship I have with myself, data, gotta go. Don't make you bad, doesn't make me good. I have to leave. I place too much value on myself and you don't place enough value on me. You meet me on the 8th floor, I'm on the 32nd floor. It ain't gonna work. You in the lobby, I'm on the penthouse. It's not gonna work. Some of you guys are giving people penthouse level access to you, but they're giving you lobby level energy, lobby level love, lobby level self-respect. What are we doing here? D Money. Tara, we got to let them know, beloved, it's time to wake the world up. I'm telling you now, you are your most powerful relationship. That's the one that God is watching for real. If you really want to know the truth, he's not watching your relationship with other people. He's watching the relationship you have with yourself. So he only needs to watch one thing. Because if I can watch how you rock with you, I know how you rock with other people. I just have to watch how you rock with you. I don't even have to know who else you know. Show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. That's all I need to see. Let me just see who you kick it with. And that's going to tell me everything I need to know about you. Show me who your friends are and I'll tell you exactly what your future going to be. Show me what you settle for and I'll tell you exactly what your future going to be. Show me what you tolerate and what you normalize. I'll show you exactly what your future going to be. That's why God sent you here, so that you can create and build the most powerful relationship with you. We made it about other people. We didn't lost sight of the whole goal. The whole goal is about you. Your life is about you, beloved. It's not about the people you add to it. The people you add to it can only enhance what's already there. If it's not powerful before they show up, it won't be there once the person come or leave. If happiness wasn't there, it won't be created when you get the person. If you weren't loving yourself when you were lonely and bored with your own life, you're not going to be able to create that with someone else. How can you create with someone else what you weren't able to create with yourself? If you couldn't create love and happiness on your own, how will you be able to replicate it with someone else? Where's that model coming from? You didn't hear what I'm saying? Where's the model coming from? If I couldn't do it by myself, how can I create it with someone else? Now I got a whole new set of programming and conditioning, whole new set of trauma, whole new set of unhealed wounds, whole new ego. I got more drama in my life than I had before I met the person. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling you, your most powerful relationship, beloved, has to be with you. Period. Before you go reaching for somebody else, the relationship with you got to be powerful, because that becomes the blueprint, model, and the standard. And then you don't move off of that. You stand 10 toes down on that. See, I tell people this all the time. People only respect the people that they can't disrespect. That's where your respect gonna come from. The people that they can't disrespect is the people that they respect. The moment that you let that person disrespect you and you don't do anything about that, and doing something about it doesn't mean, why are you talking to me like that? I don't deserve that. Don't ever say that. Whatever you do in life, don't ever say that. Don't ever say to a person, why are you talking to me like that? I don't deserve that. Whatever you do, don't say that. If anything, don't say anything, but don't say that for sure. Whatever you do, don't say that. That's the weakest thing you can say at that moment. You don't know what else to say, so that's normally why you say it. Bless that person with your absence in that moment, because they're not honoring your presence. That's what you do. One more time, I tell you guys this all the time. You can't change the people around you. We get that. But you can change the people around you. And the game changes when you do that. Again, the people fear the person that's not afraid to lose them. They respect the person that's not afraid to lose them. I'm talking about mad respect going to be placed on you the moment that person understands, I'm not afraid to lose me. I'm not afraid to lose you. I'm terrified to lose me. I'm not afraid to lose you. I got no problem walking away. Let me say this real quick. You can't chase your destiny while simultaneously holding on to your history. For so many of you guys, that's what's hurting you. You chasing your destiny, but you simultaneously hold on to your history. Where you're going is greater than where you've been, beloved. And I hate bringing this up because it's really bumper sticker talk, but it's the realest thing that I could ever say to you. There's a reason why the rear view mirror in your car is so small. Because what's behind you is not important. The windshield is bigger because where you're going is more important than what's behind you. That rear view mirror is not important. Every now and then you might have to peek up there just for a second. But you can't chase your destiny while holding on to your history. See, your past is just expired information from outdated versions of yourself. That's all your past is. Please don't give it more significance than that. Don't give it more power than that. Let me say that one more time. Your past is expired information from outdated versions of yourself. It has no more value, beloved. There's nothing else you can draw from it. Just like we said the other day, if I gave you a newspaper from 5 years ago, you wouldn't want to read it. Because everything in that newspaper, you already know what happened. But it's crazy to me that you wouldn't want to read the newspaper from 5 years ago, but we're constantly reliving the past as though something has changed, as though there's some new event, some new experience that you missed, but you were there for all of it. Everything that has happened to you leading up to this moment is just expired information from a version of yourself that you no longer are. Look at your past through that filter, and it just changes the way you see it. It's just expired information. That's it. It's expired information from outdated versions of myself. Don't give it any more power than that. Stop rewriting what God has already closed. God has already shut your past down, beloved. Stop trying to rewrite what he's already closed. Your destiny is not behind you. Your purpose is not behind you. So help me understand why you focusing on what's behind you if your purpose and your destiny is not there. The most important things, the number one reason why you were created is for your purpose and your destiny. So if your purpose and your destiny can't be found behind you, why would we invest any energy focusing on the past? Just help me understand. Maybe I'm lost here. I don't know. Maybe you know something that I don't know. If my purpose is in front of me, and it is. If my destiny is in front of me, and it is. If my calling is in front of me, and it is. Why am I focusing on the past? And I can't find any of what makes me powerful there. See, the beautiful thing about your past is it got you to your present. It did its job. High five to the past. Your past delivered you to this moment. It did its job. It did its job. Got you right here. Where we going now? That's what's important. See, you can't focus on what's next if you're still bowing to what was. See, what was represents all of your yesterdays. So how can you focus on what's next if you still bowing to what was? You are too powerful to be addicted to your history. You are too powerful to be addicted to the story regarding what broke you. You are too powerful to remain attached to the identity that can't take you any further than you are right now. I said, you're too powerful. See, there is too much oil on your life to keep watering dead seasons. Your past was designed to shape you, not define you. That's all it can do. It has shaped you into the person you are right now, but it can't define who you are. It only has the power to point to who you were, not to who you are becoming. See, there are lives attached to your purpose. Let me put the car in park right there. We missing it. We're missing it. We're missing it. You know, there are lives literally attached to your purpose, beloved. People that you've never met, people that don't know your name right now, the same way you didn't know mine. Let me qualify it in case you're struggling with that. The same way you didn't know mine. There was a time, whether that was a month ago, 6 months ago, a year and a half ago, there was a time when you didn't know my name. You didn't know you needed me. I didn't know you needed me. But you were already assigned to my purpose. That's how you got here. That's how our paths crossed. And it had nothing to do with your FYP. It didn't have anything to do with you scrolling on social media because you were bored one day. It didn't have anything to do with that. The moment that my purpose came online, it was the equivalent of me opening up a grocery store and saying, I'm open for business now. And everybody started to come. That's how it works. So your past, or excuse me, your purpose already has a certain amount of people attached to it. Now, I don't know how many people that is. That could be 1 million people. It could be 1 billion people. It could be 100 people or 50. I don't know. But the point not to be missed is that there are people waiting on you, beloved. We ain't got time to be procrastinating. We don't have time to make excuses. We don't have time to keep editing ourselves and all of these things because those things are keeping you from your calling and your purpose. Man, step into your calling. There's people waiting on you. The same way you were waiting on me. Now just look at how you benefit from you being able to have these interactions with me and the constant pouring into you that I'm doing as though my life depends on it. I pour into you guys like my life depends on it because it does. And yours does as well. But if I don't get you to that finish line, if I don't get you to that place, then you don't step into your purpose. And then what happens to those people? What happens to those people? If you don't answer your call, if you don't step into your purpose, what happens to the people that are assigned to your purpose? What happens to them? What would have happened to you if I didn't answer the call? Because here's one thing I'm going to tell you, just in case you don't understand. When the people that God assigns to your purpose are only assigned to you. So if you don't answer the call, they don't receive the blessing. It's not like he's going to go and assign those people to someone else. No, they're assigned to you specifically. Because they are an energetic match to your wounds. They are an energetic match to your trauma. They are an energetic match to every single thing you've experienced leading up to this moment, and nobody else has your experiences. So if you don't step into your purpose, those people, they just out to sea. It just, it's mind blowing to me. Like, but here's the thing. The reason why you're not moving with urgency because you haven't met the people yet. The same way before I started this journey, I didn't know you. I didn't know all of this was coming. God doesn't give you some trailer to the movie to show you what it's going to be like, so that way you can get pumped up and motivated. Because anybody would do it then. What he said is, I'm gonna see how much you love me. I'm gonna see how much you rock with me. I'm gonna see how much you trust me. I'm gonna see how much you just follow me. Even though you don't know where I'm taking you, I need to see how much you just gonna follow me. And that's what I had to do. I didn't know where I was going. I had no clue where I was going. He like, I want you to write this book. I had never written a book in my life. I didn't know anything about writing a book. Didn't know a person that wrote a book. Nobody in my family has ever written a book. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start writing this book. Didn't know what to do. He said, don't worry about the how. How's my job? Don't worry how it's gonna get done. I need you to focus on the why. I need you to focus on showing up. I need you to focus on putting in the work. I'm gonna meet every person you're gonna need to meet, you're gonna meet them. And he wasn't lying. Every single person that I needed to meet, I met. To help me get to where I am right now, every single person that I needed to meet, I met that person right when I needed to meet them. So you don't need to focus, oh, well, coach, I don't know how to this. And you're thinking too much. You're in his lane. You're in his lane. So you got to understand, like, your job is to trust. Your job, you got faith in fear. You ain't never had no problem believing in fear. You ain't had no problem believing in doubt. You ain't had no problem believing in your limitations. You can't see them things either, but you believe in those things. So why aren't you believing in him? You gotta turn your belief all the way up. Turn your faith all the way up. Because you believe in fear. That's the only reason why it's there. It requires your belief in order for you to experience it. Your limitations require your belief. Your doubts require your belief. Yesterday's version of you requires your belief. Your depression requires your belief. Anxiety requires your belief. So it's not like you have a problem believing. You are a master at believing. You just sometimes believe in the wrong things. And that's what hurts you. You don't lack discipline. Sometimes you're disciplined at the wrong things. Discipline when it comes to hitting the snooze button. Discipline when it comes to procrastination. Discipline when it comes to making excuses. Discipline when it comes to showing up small. Discipline when it comes to not speaking your truth. You are a master when it comes to discipline. You might be the most disciplined person on the planet. Your discipline is just pointed in the wrong direction. Same thing with loyalty. Your partner doesn't struggle with loyalty. They're just loyal to things that benefit them. And you may not benefit them anymore. So they took the loyalty away from you and gave it to something else. People don't struggle with loyalty. They don't struggle with discipline. They don't struggle with belief. They don't struggle with consistency. They are consistent at not being what you need them to be. They are consistent at not showing up for you. They are consistent at not telling the truth. They are consistent at looking you dead in the face and lying at you. Or trust me, they don't struggle with consistency. Their consistency is just pointed in the wrong direction. People don't struggle in life, beloved. Every person in your life can be exactly what you need them to be. I promise you. They just choose not to be it. See, the most powerful things in life, I said the most powerful things in life are actually not things at all. And that's why God was a beast when he did that. Love, happiness, joy, peace, abundance, discipline. These aren't things. These are different states of mind. These are states of being that you step into. Does it cost you anything to do it? I can be the most loyal person in the world to you if I want to be. I can be the most disciplined person in the world if I want to be. I can be the most loving person in the world if I want to be. Don't cost me a dime. So anytime that a person isn't being what you need them to be, that's a choice. It's not like they don't have access to it. They don't want to, meaning you don't bring enough value to that person in that moment to transform themselves into what you need them to be. But I'm going to tell you what's crazy. The very person that won't meet you where you want to be met will walk down the street and give everything they didn't give to you to someone else. Let me say that again in case your earpiece fell out. The very person that you begging to be everything you need them to be will leave you and go give the next person everything that they wouldn't give you. The very reason why the relationship fell apart because the person wouldn't meet you where you wanted to be met, but you did it for the other person. That's exactly what they'll do. Everything they weren't willing to be for you, they're going to be for somebody else. Why? Because they assign different meaning to them. They assign different meaning to them. The meaning they assign to you, the return that they get on investment for that meaning isn't powerful enough. This new person, they assign a different meaning to them, and that return on investment makes them want to be more, do more, share more, become more. This is why your most powerful relationship has to be with you, not with some other person. You. You are the most consistent thing in your life. There ain't a thing in your life more consistent than God and you. How you got you on the back burner. Queen Ella, I see you, beloved. 601, I see you. Let me say this one more time. Every person in your life, I didn't say some of them, from your kids on down, every person in your life can be everything you are asking them to be. Because what you need them to be doesn't cost money. It costs energy, it costs effort, it costs time. So when a person isn't willing to give you what doesn't cost them anything, what are they really saying about you? What are they really signaling in that moment? When you won't give me what doesn't cost you anything, how do you really feel about me? Now, I understand that the person is asking you for Rolls Royces and the person is asking you for, Coach, I can't afford a Rolls Royce. I give it to you, but I can't afford it. I understand that. But we talk about things that don't cost anything. Love, attention, respect, compassion, empathy, transparency, loyalty, intimacy, all free. Your relationship should be off the chain right now because everything required to make it off the chain doesn't cost y'all anything. I don't give a damn if you live in the hood. I don't give a damn if y'all sleep in a tent in the park. It doesn't matter if you're living in a $50 million house. What's required to make your relationship off the chain doesn't cost a dime. I mean, it don't cost you a dime. So going back to my original point, life is a buffet, but people are starving to death. Because the buffet only keeps the best of the best. The buffet got unconditional love, happiness, joy, peace. God is like, the buffet been open, but don't nobody show up. I said, the buffet been open. Ain't nobody in the line at the buffet. But we in the line at the depression buffet. We in the line at the suffering buffet. We in the line at the pain buffet. We in the line at the who we used to be buffet. That buffet packed. I'm talking about people all the way down the street. He like, y'all at the wrong buffet. Tam, I see you, beloved. Come on, Reese. Come on, Reese. Come on, Reese. Come on, Reese. Reese said they're taking to-go plates and everything, Coach. Not only are we at the wrong buffet, we got to-go plates and everything. Dave, what's up, beloved? So going back to my original point, let me get serious. Going back to my original point, there are lives attached to your purpose, beloved. There are lives attached to your calling. You're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Now, I'm not here to put my thumb on the scale to tell you what you should be doing. That's not my responsibility. But I'm here to tell you right now that the same way that you are benefiting from this moment that I didn't create, God created this moment. I didn't create this moment. I'm just participating in the moment. My purpose, my calling, my destiny all comes from Him. I'm just delivering what was deposited in me. I'm standing on the other side of my pain. I'm standing on the other side of my trauma. I'm standing on the other side of the story that I used to repeat about what broke me. I'm standing on the other side of everything my father didn't give me and the stories I created around that. I'm standing on the other side of that with clarity, with understanding. Because what's love? Love is service. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness is service. What are you? Self-awareness. What are you? Love. So what should you be doing? Suffering. Serving. Why do we suffer? Because we don't serve. Why are we in pain? Because we don't serve. Why are we in pain? Because we give conditional love, not unconditional love. That's where your pain is coming from. I don't have to know you to know that. All your pain is coming because you carry pain and not love. All of your suffering is coming because you carry pain and not love. You carry your wounds and not wisdom. You carry your trauma and not awareness. That's why it's coming. You are a spiritual container, beloved. Pure source energy. Everything outside of your physical body is pure source energy. You're pure source energy at the highest level. Consciousness at the highest level. Awareness at the highest level. That's what you are. You're just vibrating at a frequency so high that your eyes lack the ability to see it. I get that part. But you are a wave in God's ocean, and the wave that you are has an assignment, and you can become so powerful that you're the biggest wave in this ocean. That's my goal, to be the biggest wave in the ocean. I want to be a tsunami-sized wave in His ocean. I don't want to be the wave that the world needs me to be anymore. I don't want to be the wave that my friends needed me to be. I don't want to be the wave that my family needed me to be. I want to be the wave that God needs me to be. So people can surf that wave out of their pain. They can surf that wave out of their trauma. They can surf that wave out of the identity that can't take them any further than they are in this moment. I'm the wave that's going to get you out of your suffering. Queen Ella, you right there with me, beloved. You right there with me, step for step, shoulder to shoulder. Step for step. Some of y'all then became the wave. Queen Ella is a wave. Tara's becoming the wave. Lynetta's the wave. Red's the wave. People are able to ride y'all's wave. That's what I'm saying. Coach Deborah's the wave. Alana's the wave. People are able to ride your wave. How'd the wave get created? Through your pain, through your trauma, through your childhood wounds. That's what the wave is comprised of. It ain't made from the birthday parties and the barbecues. That's not what the wave is made of. The wave was made of the very things that tried to break you, but didn't. But the point not to be missed is this. Every single person is just a different wave in God's ocean. We're all just different waves, beloved. No matter who you're looking at, just a different wave in His ocean. And it doesn't matter whether that wave is awakened or not. It doesn't matter if that wave is aware that it's the ocean. See, that's the problem. Most people aren't aware of what they are. They don't know. They're not awakened as of yet, and that's okay. Some people just aren't awakened. That's not your problem. See, I used to make that my responsibility. I'm trying to wake everybody up. See, the wise, self-aware person no longer does that. My students will tell me, I don't force awakening on them. I tell them to take their time. Tell them to walk with it. Be patient with yourself. Have grace. But the old me, you gotta, no, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, it's like I said, it's the frog in the well. You know, it literally is. Every person is either the ocean frog or they're the frog in the well. If you're the ocean frog, that means that you are either awakening, you are on that journey to awakening, you're on that journey to becoming the most powerful version of yourself, but you're aware of what's happening. The frog in the well is not aware of what's happening. He ain't never been out of the well. So he doesn't know anything outside of the well. And so how do you explain the ocean to a frog that's been trapped in the well its entire life? How do you explain self-awareness to the person that's still asleep? How do you describe the beauty of a rainbow to a person that was born without sight? It's not possible, because the more words you add to the conversation, the more confused the person becomes, right? Because you got to understand what makes sense in your mind creates confusion in theirs. Just understand, if it's clear in your mind, it's chaotic in theirs, because you guys are operating from two different levels of consciousness. They're not, if their level of consciousness isn't where your level of consciousness is, they're not going to get it. That's why I can talk to my students and introduce them to all of these new things, and they get it. And the reason why they get it is because they're operating on a higher level of consciousness. Now, if I'd have caught them before our paths crossed, I would have confused them, but I know what I can introduce to them based upon where I know they are with respect to consciousness and awareness, right? So you, as a self-aware person, when you meeting people, you got to understand, where is this person at from a consciousness perspective? Because I'm gonna waste my time, trying to have a conversation with them about something that they don't understand. Same thing with rocket scientists. If you're not a rocket scientist and that person starts talking to you about rocket science, they're gonna lose you, beloved. Not because you're not intelligent, but because they're operating at a different level of consciousness than you, all things rocket science, right? Just look at it that way. That part right there, Cash, just focus on you. But here's the thing that I'm gonna tell you the real thing that we're supposed to be doing that a lot of people aren't just really just hip to, and that is be the example. That's when you know you become powerful. Be the example. Become so powerful that people want to model how you move and how you live in your life. Be the example. Damn, try to convince people. Because sometimes when you're trying to convince people, you're not the person yet either. And they know that. And I'm going to say this to you as well. The people closest to you are going to be the ones that understand you the least. Don't focus on the people that are closest to you, because you ain't going to get them to understand, because they know the old you. They know the you before you ever became self-aware. Those are the worst people to talk to. I'm telling you now, that stranger down the street is going to celebrate you 10 times more than your best friend, because your best friend is attached to who you used to be. They are emotionally attached to a version of yourself that, yeah, you may no longer identify as, but they still see you as that person. So here you are, the old version of you that lives in their mind, and then you got this new supercharged, powerful version of you. They don't see that version of you. They don't accept that version of you. This version of you is actually a threat to this version, because in their mind, you outgrowing them, you leaving them, and all of these other things like that. No, they're the worst people to talk to. Do not try to convince the people closest to you. I'm telling you, it's going to create suffering and unhappiness in your life. Because in your mind, you're going to be thinking, why you guys treat me like this? Why don't you accept me? What's wrong? And all they're going to look at you like you weird, because they know the old you. So your job is just to be the example. How do you convert the people from all of your yesterdays? How do you convert the people that were attached to your old identity to example? By becoming something so powerful that it's undeniable, but not because you're trying to convince them with your words. You're convincing them with your lifestyle. You're convincing them with the level of happiness you have. You're convincing them with the level of unconditional love that you pour into your life and onto yourself. How you move in the world, how you change your body, how you change your mindset. Again, I ain't said a word. You just looking at me. Something different about you, that's what they're going to say. Something's different about you. Don't say a word. If you have to say something, then they don't see it. If you got to tell somebody, they don't see it. Same thing with weight loss. If you are truly serious about weight loss, let's just say you got 100 pounds you need to lose. If you're really in the gym and you really working out and you really eating clean, you don't have to tell people that you're losing weight. They gonna see it. You ain't gotta say a word. You gonna go 2-3 weeks without seeing that person, and that person is gonna see you one day and say, "Ooh, you look different. You looking slimmer, and you done trimmed down." And you ain't gotta say a word. If you have to announce things, that either they don't see it or you don't see it. Millie, what's up, beloved? Yeah, so you don't announce things. When you become powerful, you don't have to announce that. Power doesn't need an introduction. Same thing with diamonds. Diamonds don't need to be introduced to people. Become the diamond. Gold doesn't need to be introduced to people. Become the gold. Become the human manifestation of what those things are. That's just what you focus on. I'm gonna become so powerful that my life is going to be an example. That's it. Make that the goal. Yeah, that part right there. I'm telling you, when you let your presence be the introduction, and you let your life be the example, and how you rocking with you, and how you love you, and how you respect you, and how you showing up, and how you all of those things. Your energy is having a conversation with people long before your words ever do. And that's the realest thing I could ever tell you. How many of you guys are frustrated because you feel like you're doing a lot of the things, but you're still not getting to where you want to be? Joseph, what's up, beloved? Type me in the comments if that's you. If you feel like, Coach, I'm putting in the work and I'm doing this, but I still don't feel like I'm getting where I need to be. Let me see. Let me see who we got here. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Reese said, I'm right where I need to be. Lynn said I was. You guys, you don't know what's going on. Juliet, what's up, beloved? You don't know what's going on. You don't know. Fantabulous. I see you, beloved. Um, so some of you guys are frustrated because you feel like you're running, but you're not really going anywhere, right? You feel like you're moving, but you're not progressing, right? You're putting in the effort, but you're not really seeing the results. Let me tell you what's happening to you. You're trying to run after your destiny while still holding hands with your history. You're trying to run after your destiny while still holding hands with your history. That's what's hurting you. You're trying to reach for the future, but you haven't fully released the past. You're asking God to open a new door, but you're still sitting on the porch of the last one he closed. You're stuck because you're going forward and moving backward at the same time. You can't walk into healing while operating from the very mindset that you're broken. Think about what I'm saying. How can you walk into healing using the very mindset that whispers you're broken? Some of you guys are trying to heal while using the very mindset that whispers, you're not enough. You're trying to become powerful using the same mindset that settles for less than you deserve. How can you have freedom in your life if you're still chained to the identity that you built around your wounds? So your history is arguing with your destiny. You're chasing your destiny, but you're still clinging to your history. You haven't fully surrendered, beloved. You haven't. Some of the old you still speaks louder than the new you. Your pain still speaks louder than your purpose. Your trauma's voice is louder in your mind than God's. Because if God's voice was louder, there would be no suffering. There would be no pain. There would be no fear. Wouldn't be any of that. I don't hear anything but his voice. Pain doesn't have a voice in my mind. Trauma doesn't have a voice in my mind. Yesterday doesn't have a voice in my mind. Who I used to be can't speak into my mindset. Those things are gone already. I have the healthiest relationship in the world with my past. I'm talking about healthy as hell. I can make the argument that the relationship with my past is healthier than any relationship that I have with another person. Because I am my past, but I'm also the future, but I'm also this moment. So how can I reject me? My past is me, beloved. To stop separating yourself from the past. Same thing with this moment. Same thing with your current reality. Your current reality is you. It's just the manifestation of you. That couch, that TV, the bedroom set, the microwave, it's all you, meaning that it all was created and generated by you. It's an extension of you. It's a manifestation of you, just in a different form. It's your thoughts made manifest. That relationship is you pushed out. It's what you believe you deserve. The kids is you pushed out. It's what you created. Everything around you is you. Your reality is not separate from you. Your reality is you, just in a different form. So how can I reject my past? That's the first thing I got to fall in love with. Once you fall in love with your past, there is no more pain. There is no more trauma. There is no more suffering. We all sit here, I got to get rid of the past. What you doing? The past is you. The past is what brought you to this moment. Your past is your passport that got you here. So what do you mean you want to get rid of it? What you mean you don't have a healthy relationship with it? Do you love what's in your past, or are you still rejecting it? That's what I'm saying. Because if you're rejecting it, you're not rejecting something real. You're rejecting you. Your past is just all of the outdated versions of you that you no longer are. So if you don't fall in love with your past, you cannot possibly honor your present. And if you can't honor your present, you're not going to build a powerful future. You got to slow down long enough to fall in love with who you used to be. Every version of you deserves a seat at the table now. More than that person you chasing. More than that person you think you in love with. No, fall in love with all of the outdated versions of you that did the best they could with limited information that they had at that time. This is what I had to go get. I had to go get all of the old versions of me and sit them at that table in my mind and give them love first before I ever give it to somebody else. This is what I'm saying. I love me, all of me. The past is me. How can I reject me? The future is me because it's me pushed out. The present moment is me because it's unlocking a different version of me. I love it all. I am the past, present, and future all at the same time. And so are you. So if you reject your past, you're rejecting you. And if you reject your past, your present can't possibly be powerful. Because you're not fully loving yourself. So there's things in your life, one more time, your history is arguing with your destiny. Your pain is arguing with your purpose. This is where you are. You're stuck in the middle. Yeah, you studied a little bit, and yeah, you've grown a little bit, but you still lack understanding. You still don't have understanding. That part right there, Lynetta, that part right there, beloved, it's all integration. I listen, I love me. I love what people took from me. I love the abandonment. I love what broke me. I love all of it because it all shaped me, it all built me, it all brought me to this moment. And I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy. One more time. What's crazy is I don't know who I would be without it. I don't know who I would be without it. I don't know who I would be without it. You know, and so that's a very intimate conversation. It's private. It's personal. But your past is you, beloved. You don't reject it. You don't run from it, because whatever you reject, you empower. Whatever you fight, you empower. And so if your relationship with your past isn't healthy, it will never be healthy with your present, and then it will never be healthy with any person you come in contact with. So you just creating all kind of problems with your life. That's why you got to slow down, push all the people out your life that you think you need, and focus on yourself right now. You need you more than anybody else needs you. For once in your life, give yourself fully to you before you start trying to give yourself to somebody else. Because I'm going to tell you the filter that God looks at your past through. And this is the filter that changed it for me. Were they doing life for the very first time like you? Yes or no? Were they doing life for the very first time just like you? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, forgive them. Did they have the self-awareness, son? Did they have the emotional intelligence? Did they have the self-mastery? Were they operating from 5D consciousness? If the answer to that question is no, forgive them. This is what Father forgive them for. They know not what they do means. Because see, this Spirit is knocking at the door now. Spirit is knocking at the door now. Let me wake you up to something in case you don't understand. Let me bring you into 5D consciousness in case you don't understand. Both heaven and hell live in you. Both heaven and hell lives in you. The devil is your ego, beloved. That's the devil. And let me tell you what happened. Thousands of years ago, before anyone had words to understand what that was when you would operate from lower mind, they took lower mind and who we become from a lower mind perspective, and they created a character out of that. And that character describes how we could hurt people that we claim to love, how we could create acts of genocide, how we could go and hurt people that weren't hurting us at that time. And they created a character out of that. But both heaven and hell live in you. Your ego is the devil because your ego represents lower mind. And anytime that you're operating from lower mind, you have the potential and the capacity to hurt people. When you're operating from higher mind, that's your God mind. That's universal consciousness mind. But you're going to be operating from one of the two. And before you have your spiritual awakening, you're operating from lower mind. And so all that addiction and all that stuff that you got going on, all of that is a reflection of lower mind. So when Jesus had to go in the forest for 40 days, that wasn't a real place. He put himself in a state of isolation, and he wasn't going up against the devil. It wasn't the devil that was asking him to do this and turn this stone into bread and do different things like that. No, it wasn't a real devil that he was dealing with. What he was dealing with at that time was his own ego. It took him 40 days to conquer his ego. And once he conquered his ego, it no longer had power over him. That's what I need you to understand. So the devil lives in you. God lives in you. And if you're operating from lower mind, you're operating from ego. Let me give it to you in a way I know you don't miss it. Let me give it to you in a way I know you don't miss it. Let me qualify it in case you're struggling with it because you got all this religious programming. Let me qualify it. What's the worst thing that you can do to another person? That part right there is just all different levels of consciousness, right? It's all different levels of consciousness. When again, heaven and hell lives in you. The devil lives in you, beloved, but God lives in you as well. It's important for us to understand that. And there was a time when people didn't have language. People didn't understand. They didn't understand what that was. What's this energy? What's this force? What's this entity in me that gives me the power to just hurt people? Like, they didn't understand that. So they created a character out of that. But we've created characters for a multitude of different things to describe different things that we were feeling at that time, but we didn't really have words or language to understand. So people came up with the symbol of the devil, but he's not something that lives outside of you. He's something that lives in you. Now freeze that thought. Freeze that thought. Freeze that thought. I want you to think about the worst thing that you can do to a person. I'm just going to qualify my point. I want you to think about the worst thing you can do to a person. Worst thing you can do for a person is take their life. That's the worst thing you can do. Because once you take a person's life, it's over with. There's nothing else after that. Right? So that's the worst thing you can do to another person. Okay, freeze that thought. Well, if the worst thing you could do to another person is to take that person's life, you see that every day. You see the devil on the news every day. You see the devil on CNN every day. You see the devil committing acts of genocide every day. But you have never seen some entity with some horns and a pitchfork, but you've seen a man. You've seen a man do it. You know plenty of men that have created acts of genocide, but you have never seen some character, some entity with some pitchfork walking out of some war, but you see it all the time. You're seeing it now. You see the devil all over the place. When that person puts their hands on you, they transform into the devil. When the people firing bombs at schools, they transform into the devil. When the people, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they're operating from lower mind. They're operating from the lowest level of consciousness. They're operating from their ego. Why? Because when you're operating from lower minds, you are disconnected from your divinity. You are disconnected from your divine nature. You don't know, you don't fully understand the ramifications with respect to what you are doing to other people. You have no conscience at that time. You are completely desensitized at that time. So look at all of the violence in our world. Look at all of the hunger everywhere. Look at all of the violence everywhere. Look at all of the wars that's going on. Look at all the schools and everything that's being blown up. That's the devil. But we've turned it into a character. So in your mind, you thinking that the devil is some character outside of you. No, the devil is that person that has the power to hit that button, knowing they're getting ready to blow up this school, knowing they're getting ready to blow up this village where no one in this village has done anything to them other than the fact that I can't get some oil or I can't get some water or I can't get some fill in the blank. So I'm going to take everybody out. That's the devil. See, I tell you guys this all the time. The scariest creature on the planet is not that lion. The scariest creature on the planet is not that anaconda. It's not that tiger. It's not that Kodiak bear. It's not the grizzly bear. It's not the polar bear. Not even close. The scariest creature on the planet is man. Because see, all of those other creatures will only bother you if you're in their territory. If you're in their territory, you're going to have a problem. Man will bother you if you're not even in his territory. You don't even have to be in his territory and he will take you out. The deadliest creature on the planet is not some venomous snake or some poisonous spider. It's a man that doesn't know who he is. It's a man that's operating from his pain. It's a man that's operating from his trauma, because what happens to us is this. Here's what happens to us from an awareness perspective. What happens to the little boy affects the grown man. What happens to the little boy affects the grown man. What happens to the little boy affects the grown man. Because once that little boy gets traumatized, his mind gets trapped in the time period where he experienced the trauma. In other words, he doesn't mature, he doesn't evolve past that time period. Now, yeah, he may get older. He might be 40 years old or 50 years old or 70 years old. But emotionally and mentally, his mind is still trapped in that time period. And he doesn't have a problem letting other people experience the pain that he felt. Why? Because nobody saved him from his pain. So he doesn't mind allowing other people to feel what he felt. The most dangerous man on the planet, I'm telling you, is the man that operates from his pain, from his trauma, from his suffering, from all of his unhealed wounds. That's the deadliest creature on the planet. That's your devil. That's your devil. Some of you guys live down the street from a couple of them. But that's your devil. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Kate C, what's up, beloved? What's up, beloved? And yeah, and that's why I celebrate all the men that, focus on self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Again, you have both within you right now. And to be honest with you, it's a very beautiful thing, but you have everything in you right now. You have everything in you right now, right? But heaven or hell are just different states of consciousness. God or the devil are just different states of consciousness. It's will you allow yourself to tap into Christ consciousness? Will you allow yourself to tap into your divine consciousness? You can choose to do both. You can choose to stay at lower levels of consciousness, or you can choose to operate from the highest level of consciousness, which is your divine consciousness. It's up to you, but both are in you right now. And that's so when people talk about spiritual warfare, that's what they're talking about. Because one of those things are going to be in control of who you are ultimately going to become. And for some of you guys, that lower consciousness is winning that war. Your ego consciousness is winning that war. So the person that cheats on you, the person that hurts you, the person that puts their hands on you, the person that disrespects you, the person that, the toxic relationship, all lower mind. All that pain and suffering, all lower mind. You're in a relationship with somebody that's operating from lower mind. People that operate from higher mind would never project their pain onto you, would never put their hands on you, would never cheat on you or lie to you. Why? Because they understand what you are. They understand what you are. It's when I can't appreciate you if I don't appreciate me. If I haven't met me, I can't place value on you. See, the person that's operating from a higher level of consciousness, if the relationship isn't working, they're going to have a conversation with you before they cheat on you, before they lie to you, before they step out on the relationship. They're just going to tell you it's not working for them anymore. They're going to break it apart. You guys the relationship will end amicably. But when a person is operating from that lower consciousness, from that ego consciousness, from that devil consciousness, they're going to go out and just do whatever it is they want to do. And some of you guys are experiencing that. All right, I'm going to set my mic down right there. Trina, I see you, beloved. I'm going to set my mic down right there.